hunting season, I honestly couldn't tell you if it ended up being easier or harder than I thought it would end up being. I knew that there was going to be a lot of time and effort put into this hunt, but I also knew that there was a pretty good chance I could tag out earlier in the season. We started prepping really early in the season, even before we knew if I was going to draw this tag or not. I had 6 points going into the season, so I knew it was a pretty much guarantee that I was going to draw. We started off setting up 3 trail cams on 3 different water holes, and at first 2 of the 3 water holes were looking really good. One spot consistently had cows, which would be great for later in the season during the rut in hopes that a herd bull would come in. And the other spot had bulls consistently, and they were really good bulls. So our plan was to hunt the spot with bulls early season, and then if I hadn't gotten anything then, move to the spot with the cows later season. In the meantime, I upgraded my bow. I went from a diamond archery bow to a Mathews Lift RS. I wanted a bow that could just pack a little more punch and take down an elk just a little bit easier. We were regularly checking those trail cams, and one day when we pulled the memory card, we realized that the ranchers had ran their sheep through our water holes, which was a huge setback. It pushed the elk completely out of the area, which was really unfortunate. And so we went back to the drawing board again, scouted out some new areas. We decided to go to a spot that we had camped at and seen one lone elk at the year earlier. Once we were down there, it was awesome. There was tons of sign, tons of water, and so we found a little water hole and we set a trail cam up on it and hoped for the best. Checking those trail cams, we noticed that there was awesome bulls in there, bigger than the other spot that we were seeing. There was 3 top bulls in there that I would definitely shoot any day. We decided that that would be our spot that we would hunt for the first little bit of the season. We set up a ground blind, brought all of our gear up there, like sleeping pads, sleeping bags, some water, some other stuff like that, and just prepared to live in the ground blind for the entirety of the hunting season. So the day before the opener, we got all our gear together and we drove up to our spot and we spent the night in the mountains. We're heading up to our hunting spot. We're gonna go camp the night tonight and then hunt the morning, so hopefully we have good luck tomorrow and it doesn't take the whole 30 days.
Woo! Mike's our chauffeur. Woo!
Woo! Got to our spot. We're gonna hike on in. I'm being attacked by bees. When we got to our spot, we laid out all of our gear and we just hung out. We actually had a couple raghorn 4s come in the first night, and he came and he watered in front of us 30 yards, which was really exciting. Really got the blood pumping for hunting season, so we watched him for about probably 30 minutes, ate our Jimmy Johns, watched some psych, and then we went to bed and prepared for the opener in the morning.
This is day 1, opening morning. It's 10 o'clock. I've been really bad at filming because it's been a rough morning. Woke up feeling like crap, and then at like 8, I started throwing up, and now I get to live in the ground blind while feeling sick all day. Fingers crossed, I get feeling better, and a big bull walks through. That's the only thing that would make throwing up feel better. Are you still recording? Yeah. Last night, it had to have been like 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock at night. Heard some branches breaking to the right of us, and then there was a big 4-point that walked in. We're like watching him for a while, and then another raghorn 4-point came in, so we got to watch the 2 of them together. Matt tried to take a video and his flashlight was on, scared him off. So that was really cool. But then another raghorn 4 came in, and we got to watch him wallow in the water, and he was splashing around and messing around. It was like a giant forest puppy. And he came out 30 yards in front of us, and we got a video on the camera of him walking in. So
yep.
Yeah, we've officially swapped spots, so I'm sitting in the chair so Matt can lay on the ground. I woke up from a nap because, like I said, not feeling good, so I took a little nap. And I woke up and I looked up on the hillside right in front of us, and there was 2 bucks. So we got to sit and watch some bucks for a little bit.
One thing the ground blind is really good at is keeping you hidden and keeping your scent in, but it's not good at holding the water out. We got rained out. It's coming down. Woo!
Day 2.
Day 3.
Day 4. Day 5. Saw 1 buck go with her babies. And then in came 4 raghorns. And then a spike elk. Could have filled my
saw cow elk and a whole lot of nothing. We heard a couple bugles, not sure if they were other hunters or not, but did hear some bugling, so the rut might be starting. See that? I went so far into that. Oh, my socks are still tucked in.
Rough day.
And we didn't even kill anything. It's cold. So cold. There's a bird up there that is like my worst enemy. It sits there every time and it waits for me to come down, and it likes to scare me by waiting last second to fly away until I'm right on top of it. But it's scary. Why is it not moving? There he goes.
There he goes.
I don't know what type of bird that is. That thing like legitimately waits for me. It's been 3 nights in a row now. Day 13. We heard something behind us twice, it just didn't come in. And then we saw some does and I think a buck. Just a whole bunch of deer though. See you on day 14.
Day 14, we had to work in the morning, so we were only able to hunt the afternoon, which was really unfortunate. Matt, who had been taking me up and spending the nights in the ground blind with me, he could not get off early, so my dad ended up taking me up, so me and him spent his first night in the ground blind, but my 14th day in the ground blind. We drove up, made it to our spot, we were hanging out, and this night was so quiet. There was nothing. The whole time I'm waiting and waiting and waiting for him to see something, because I really want to show him the animals we've been seeing in here, and we're just not seeing anything.
Almost 7 o'clock, and there's nothing here. Quiet. Playing a game. Bored of our minds.
Dad turns over to me and he says, "I thought you said there was animals in here." And I was like, "There are animals, I promise you, we've been seeing them every day." Matt, once he got off work, he ended up coming up later, and he came up the bottom of the canyon and just sat at a tree down at the bottom in case we got anything, so he could come up and help us.
On this segment of What is Matt Doing during Paige's hunt, I am sitting under a tree at the bottom of a canyon, waiting to hear the text that Paige just arrowed a big old bull. Yep, this is my view. And got some candies. Ooh.
All of a sudden, the hillside in front of us comes alive. There's just cows coming down. So many cows, like had to have at least been like 30, 40 cows just come down the hillside, and they're running down. So I'm fumbling for my bow. I'm trying to grab my bow. And so I grab my bow, I grab an arrow, and I go to knock an arrow, and my drop away rest is up. So I'm flicking my drop away rest. I'm trying to get it to go down, and it won't go down. We look up as I'm doing this to see a big bull coming down the mountain. And so I start to panic even more. I'm like, I'm gonna miss my opportunity. So I'm flicking and flicking, and I'm like, "Dad, my drop away rest won't go down." In the process of him trying to help me get my drop away rest down, he just grabs my arrow, almost stabs me, which I forgive him for. Grabs it and just shoves the fletchings through and knocks my arrow for me. So he grabbed my bow. I'm sitting there just watching him come down the hill. And so I expected him to come down the hill and then go to the left where the water hole is, but he doesn't. He goes to the right, and I start to panic. I'm like, oh no, he's not gonna stop. I'm gonna miss my shot. So I'm sitting there, full draw. My dad does a little like, to try and get him to stop, and he doesn't stop. He pays no attention to it. So he takes a couple more steps, and I know I'm gonna miss my opportunity. So I let it fly. We hear the thwack, and the weirdest thing is he doesn't run. I asked my dad, did I miss? Because the bull, instead of running downhill, which we thought would happen, he did a 180 and he started walking back up the hill from where he came. So my dad pulls up his binos and he's like, "No, you hit him. I can see the arrow hanging out on the other side." So I'm shaking even more. I'm like, oh my gosh. But then I start to think, what if I made a bad shot? What if he's wounded and I hurt him? And so I start to cry. He's walking up the hill, and he goes up the hill and he disappears over the top. We quickly jump out of the ground blind. I grab my bow, we grab all of our stuff. We're like, okay, we're gonna run down and go grab Matt, and Matt's gonna come help us track this bull. And I'm able to actually connect to satellite at one point, and I text him. I said, "Hey, do you have service?" I said, "Bull shot." Somehow he got service where he was, so he throws on his backpack and he starts running up. Go to get Matt, and I'm like, I don't know, I just feel like I want to look for blood and see if there's blood that we can track. My dad starts walking up the hill to look for some blood. He can't find anything. He gets to the top of the hill and he peeks over and he looks over, and there's my elk laying down bedded behind a tree. So he's like, Paige, come here. I'm at the bottom, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm crying at this point. I think I wounded this bull. I look up and he's like, he's right here, come here. So I grab my bow and I run up. We're able to walk up to like 30-ish yards where this bull is. So we say a quick little prayer that I can finish off this animal and that he won't suffer for very long. Right as we finish the prayer, this elk stands up and he turns perfectly broadside. So I take a shot at 30 yards, I hit him, I'm able to finish him off, nice, clean, good shot. We run down to go get Matt, and we're like, Matt. And my dad goes, do you want to do the honors? And so I go, Matt, BBD. 3 of us get in the group and we all go up to where the elk is and we go looking for him.
She shot, hit him down there 30 yards, came up this little hillside. This is where he turned on this trail, so this is where we first found blood. That first little bit of blood, a little bit there, and we got a couple more drops right there. Me and Paige were right here, and she has this window to shoot through, and he's 30 yards up behind those trees laying, and he finally stood up again, and she got another shot into him.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Can you hold the bow?
Yeah, I got it.
Holy smokes.
Thank you, buddy.
What do you think, Paige?
I'm so
Yeah.
happy.
Turn.
Oh my gosh. I couldn't have done it without my dad and Matt, and I'm so grateful for them.
Woo, BBD. Big bull down.
Oh my gosh.
Have anything you want to say to the camera?
This is the coolest and hardest and best thing I have ever done. And I love hunting.
6x6.
6x6. This is post packing out. It sucked and I didn't even do all the hard work. Yeah, it's worth it though. Best day ever.
What time is it?
It is probably 2 a.m. Let's look. It is 2:42, so almost 3 a.m. So it was
Let's
like
go.
a 2-hour pack out with this bad boy. But
Got it done.
woo, BBD.
BBD. Make elk noises.
I don't know how to do the bugle. Ready?